Hi do fellas, nice back here again, and tonight we've got another inbox review and we're going to be looking at Takom's Sd.Kfz.250/3 GREIF Rommel's command half track. Okay, now we saw this and I thought it would be quite an interesting one to actually crack the box open and have a look at it. Don't know too much about it other than that it's got some figures in there, it's got some stowage, some photo etch and all that sort of stuff. I believe there's only the two options. So the command truck from Tobruk and another one from Summer Russia 1942. The summer of 1942. So what we'll do, I'll put you on overhead and we'll get cracking. So as always, we will start with the instruction manual. Okay, a little A5 booklet. Got a little bit of the blurb about the half track on the front there, and then we move straight into it. We've got our sprue map on there with all the different sprues, the and what have you, before we move straight on to the actual lower hull or the main body of the vehicle itself. So we've got the main vehicle, we've got the torsion bars and what have you going on the inside, with those going straight through. So we've got the suspension, we've got what looks like some road wheels and a drive sprocket. So it says make 6 for there, and then you've got your 2 on the front there. And then you can see all those going on to the actual vehicle. We have our tracks there, and we've got 38 pieces at either side. Before then we look at building and mounting the suspension for the forward wheels, and those wheels then going on like so. We've got the wheels there going together. So interesting concept. So it's made up of multiple pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces for one part of the wheel, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for another. So it's made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that 11 wheels there, or sorry, 11 parts for just 2 wheels to make up the individual tread? Interesting way of doing it, a complicated way of doing it, but interesting. We've then got the engine and the engine block, and we have our brakes just like so. Before then we mount what looks like, yes, so just making sure that's what I think it is. Yes, so it's the engine, and I think it's actually the steering wheel and what have you going onto the dashboard. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me anyway. There we are. There's that part with a seat going in. So yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like a steering wheel and a dashboard. So that wasn't actually, so that was the gearbox, and now we're moving on to the engine block and the engine. Forward then we've got more parts for the engine, the radiator again attached, the rear deck over the suspension. We've got some more decking to go on the back here, as you can see. Before the side of the vehicle goes on, some radios getting built, getting ready to go into the crew compartment, which you can just see there. So obviously it's Rommel's command vehicle, so it's going to have all the high power radios in there. Then we've got some netting, some stowage, some lights going on to what look like the side skirts. Same on this one, some netting, some stowage, some lights, some tools. Those then all get mounted to, it's quite a busy page, this one actually. So we've got the 2 side skirts, or side fenders, do you want to call them, getting put onto the vehicle. Then we've got the rear plate going on with a door. We have the nose part going on with what looks like spare tracks on there. We've then got the top plate going on. We've lots of little bits going into there. These are the hatches, so the driver can see out of. We've actually got some rifles going together. Some more hatches, some more tools going in. Before we then start looking at putting lights, the first part of one of the crew figures, so the driver going in just like so. Then we've got a rail that goes all the way around this vehicle above head height, so this way drapes to cam net from and what have you. Some jerry cans going on the back, a machine gun just there. So the vehicle is near enough complete now, so now we're adding some more stowage. You can see all the way around what looks like Rommel himself with his binos in his hand. And then we move on to the painting. So we've got some marking guides there, right? Well, actually we've got more markings than what I thought. So we've got Tollbrook is GREIF 1942. We've got Libya, May 1942. We've then got Egypt 1942. Southern Russia, summer 1942, and another one for Southern Russia 1942, and then we've got some other little small decals just there. And that is the instruction manual. So we'll get cracking on the sprues. So these, well, I'm not going to take these ones out because all they are is just the parts for the track, and there's two in here. So you can see there's all the different tacks, how they get joined together with these pins, but on each pad you've got 2 parts cut off. On each track you've got 3 parts to cut it off. Okay, next up we are looking at the wheels, and we'll get this one out because there's two screws in this bag, both the same, but this is one of those that has got, if I can get it out, those wheels on. So you can see here we have got the outer wheels from both inner and outer parts, and then we've got these inner parts for the wheels. So yeah, you know, I've never seen anything like that, to be able to get the tread on there. That's really, really funny. Not funny, haha, funny way they've done it. We've got more parts of the road wheels just here, and that's part of one of the sprockets over there. And then we have the rifles just over here. 2 of. Another 2 on the other part. And then we've got some more parts of the wheels here. So the part on that sprue had made up just part of the wheel. This next part makes up another part of the wheel, or a spare wheel. I really don't know, or a different type of wheel. I mean, there's only one actual steering wheel either side. So, and I've not seen, so yeah, a bit weird really. But hey-ho. So yeah, so we've got those there. What's nice on the wheels, actually, we've actually got the tyre manufacturer. You can actually see on there the Dunlop and the number on there. The jerry cans, you can actually see you've got your 20 litre. I can't speak German, so I don't know whether that says for water or for petrol or what have you, but it's on there, you can see it visibly, which is great. Next up is part of the interior and some of the smaller bits. So we can see we've got a seat cushion just there with the studs on to create that look. Got some nice plate moulding there, okay, with some raised detail on there, so that's the non-slip texture. We've got some radios, okay, on there, parts of the actual officer or driver. We've the gun just there, the sidearm, the plate for where the steering rack and what have you goes, and we've got some really nice fine detail all along this. So we've got I don't know what it really is, but we've got a part there and a couple of parts here that are really fine. So be careful when taking those parts off the sprue. Make sure you don't damage them. Nothing on the flip side. So that's all that one. Next one, some more of the smaller parts. So we've got some of the tools here. So we've got the spade. We have the machine gun just there. It looks really nice. Not drilled out, so you'll have to do that yourself. A little submachine gun just down the bottom. Some tools, so some barbed wire cutters, an axe, spade, starting crank, I would have thought, a little pickaxe. Some nice detail on these seats. You can just see that this is the back of them, and that's the spring detail for the seat, which is really nice. We've got the main body of the vehicle. So you can just see here, some nice raised detail. You can see the rivets just going on there. Really fine, well done rivets with a like a bead of metal going along there, and then we've got the rivets on all the openings for the actual torsion bars and what have you. So this one through C has got more parts of the sprockets and the drive wheels, parts of the suspension. You can see the leaf suspension just there. These are probably the part of the steering rack. We've got another machine gun just here. Some towing hooks. Probably a torsion bar just up there for the suspension. The plate that goes onto the nose where you can attach some of the spare track links. And again, it looks all really nice. Some hatch covers with the hinges and the clips molded really well. And the machine gun, the cooling holes, really well done as well. So this one has got some of the parts for the one of the figures. So we've got two in here. So we've got, this looks like Rommel himself. Okay, so you can tell, because in the instructions we had the standing. It looks very nice. His little face just there, his hat with his goggles on the peak, and his binos just in his hand just there. Looks like quite a nice figure. I don't do too many figures, so I don't really get to see a lot of them, but yeah, it looks okay to me. Some nice texture on his jacket and his trousers just there, so he should build up rather nicely, I would have thought. And then this part we have some of the stowage. So we've got some bags or some rolls of canvas just there. and there, potentially another roll of canvas, some satchels just here, another spade and another satchel just there, and it's all really nicely done. These will make this model look really, really interesting in my view. So next one, a group of small parts. Looks like the radio parts now. So we have the radios, the framing for all the radios. So again, be careful when removing these parts from the sprue. Very, very easily damaged. Some light housings over there, and then we've got all the radio with all the dials and switches and knobs and all that sort of stuff on there, which a nice dry brush or picking them out would make it look really, really nice and make it stand out. So now we're moving on to more of the main body again. So in this sprue we've got the upper plate and the side fenders, skirts, whatever you want to call them. So we've got the main body, not too much detail on that, quite just slab sided. We have, I can just feel them but I can't really see them, we have got weld seams detail along these parts here, which is really nice. You can feel it, I can't really see it, so it's really, really fine. Our fenders here, also these go onto the side of the vehicle, so they look like, you know, you're going to put all your stowage and all that sort of stuff on them. So there probably won't be too much detail on there, because all that the kit's designed to have all that stowage, all those tools, all those bits and pieces on them. And then we've got the side walls of the main body just there. Oops. All right, next one, some more tools and seating. So we've got another plate just here, the rear plate where this door goes in. Again, we've got some more tools, bits and pieces, some of the torsion bars, also like a whip aerial, some hatches, another seat just there. That's probably the actual seat. The other one was probably the back. And then we've got this cage that goes around the top of the vehicle. Some nice detail on the inside of the door just there. Now we're looking at parts of the mechanical parts. So we're looking at parts of the engine, the gearbox. So we've got the radiator fan, we've got the radiator over there, some nice texture on the radiator. We've got the engine block and the gearbox just there. The hub, and we've got some pulleys and winches for the engine just over here. I think those will probably be the brake drums over there. But again, really finely done. But be aware that some of these parts will be quite fragile. Okay, especially some parts like this. If you try and cut them at top and bottom, you run the risk of damaging them and breaking them. These parts over here, number 16 and 17, again, there's a chance of damaging and breaking them. So just be aware and be very careful. Right, the last grey sprue is another figure. So I believe this is the driver figure. So a little bit of flash on his hat just there. But yeah, it looks okay. Nice texture on his jacket again and on his trousers and what have you. So yeah, looks reasonably well done. So when we've got our clear sprues, I'm not going to get that out because it's just a few bits of clear for the viewing ports and what have you for the driver. Okay, we have some wire, okay, for the tow rope. we've got our bit of photo etch, which looks really nice. Okay, and then we move on to our decals. I've never really seen Takom decals, so we'll have a quick gander and see what they look like. They're really nice. Okay, a bit more carrier film round the writing than probably I would have liked, but it's not so close round the actual other markings. But other than that, really nice. So that's Takom's half track. Looks like a really nice kit. I like that they've put the two figures in there so you can actually depict Rommel in a setting with some what looks like the smaller panzers with him around there in North Africa. So yeah, it'd make an interesting scene. All the actual bits and pieces for like the cam nets and the canvases and all that sort of stuff look really, really nice, and it made this vehicle look here really interesting. What I'm not so sure about is those wheels, how they will go together and how they will look. It's, you know, it's, if you put them together, how are you going to get that tread, you know, around there like that? Or is the tread that's on there, is it different to that or that's depicted on the box? I don't know. And I probably won't find out, because this, in a way, it's not something I would normally build. But other than that, it looks really nice. And it's, yeah, it says, what's that said? Figure sculpted by Jason. I don't know who Jason is, but Jason might be a manufacturer or something like that. Anyway, a nice little kit. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.